Hey, my beautiful soul tribe. Welcome into my cozy space. My name is Shannon. Thank you so much for joining me here. I trust that if you have found this, there is a message here to support you on your soul's journey. Please only take what aligns with you though, and always trust your intuition in your situation. So this particular reading is my weekly what you need to release, what we need to get rid of, leave behind so we can move forward clearer, lighter, just more focused on where we're going and just less distractions, right? Less stuff holding us back. So for these particular reading, I always like to start with a deep breath. So if you'd like to join me, feel free, or you can forward to the reading. All right. Okay. So when we're ready, we're going to take a big, deep inhalation. And as we exhale, we release tension in our jaw, our neck, and our shoulders. We release old energies and excess mental noise and clutter, allowing our nervous systems to slow down and decompress as we embody unconditional love and acceptance of ourselves in this moment. Okay, all right. So I've got the Light in the Darkness Oracle here. I'm going to clarify with Tarot, and then we're going to get a Yogi Path Oracle card to close out at the end of the reading for further inspiration and guidance, okay? So let's get into this, guys. Whew, I've already got crown tingles. Let's see what needs to come out from Spirit. I hope everyone is well out there. Thank you so much for the love and the support. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, it's kind of scary putting yourself out there, but I've just enjoyed sharing the readings, and I'm glad that the readings are reaching people who need to hear it and who it resonates with. That inspires me to keep going and encourages me that, I'm reaching the people that need to. So thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot. All right, let's see what needs to come through for you guys for what we need to release right now. All right. All right. I do a lot of breathing. Breathing helps center my energy. So that's why I kind of sigh a lot in my readings. Ooh. Whew, the power of silence. That's heavy energy. Okay, the power of silence. What else we got? We might read that one. Number 9 here, the power of silence. Ooh. It's quite a dark image. Let's see what else needs to come through. Allow yourself rest and forge connections. What are you waiting for? At the bottom of the deck. All right. The power of silence. So allowing yourself rest here. I always get this in my readings often around rest. I feel like maybe the collective I'm talking to might be very, very busy people. And it's good to be busy though. I mean, I like being busy. I like to have many things on the go. Being a Gemini myself, I've always got like side projects, and I always sort of have to have things that stimulate me. But in the same vein, I do sometimes feel guilty for resting or allow yourself rest, unless my job is in healthcare, So for me, I've had burnout in the past, so I do understand also the importance of rest, actually. But it depends what you do. This is number 30. We've got 9, the power of silence. Look at that card. It's quite heavy energy. And then we've got forge connections. All right, so I'm going to actually have a look at the book for these, particularly this power of silence, because this might be something very important right now. So these kind of fit together because what they're talking about now is silence to actually hear your inner truth. Silence can be restorative and empowering, or isolating and condescending and passive aggressive. Sometimes it speaks more powerfully than any words, and you'll connect to your inner wisdom if you learn to embrace it as a gift. If you're not used to silence, if you always need music or TV or radio playing in the background, it can be quite confronting to sit with the discomfort of no sound. You will benefit from time alone. There's that rest kind of confirmation. You will benefit from time alone to connect with the guidance of your heart and your inner voice and your intuitive wisdom that is part of you. So switch off the sounds of modern life and reflect and slow down, meditate and breathe. Walk in nature as a sacred pilgrimage. Surrender your need for action and achievement and feel your way into the silence. Become comfortable with periods of quiet and inaction. Also, side message for someone. Can you be quiet yourself and hold your tongue, or are you uneasy in pauses or conversation, blurting out the first thing you think just to fill them? There's wisdom in waiting until you're sure you want to voice your thoughts, admit your fears, or spill your secrets. You can always share something later, but once spoken, words cannot be withdrawn or unsaid. So this is around also being careful around your words. Giving someone the silent treatment in retaliation for a perceived hurt is also can be counterproductive. There are times where misunderstanding can only be unwoven through the vulnerability of speaking your feelings and discussing the issue. So there's a few different storylines coming through here. The one that's probably standing out to me a lot, and this is probably because I can relate to this as well, is the power of silence when just the power of silence, right? When you're even talking to people and you're connecting with people. I know that when I was younger and I used to, just a reflection on my experience, when I was more nervous and, more awkward as a young person, I didn't like silence. Silence made me super uncomfortable. Yeah, I struggled to sit in silence. But I learned that silence is actually quite powerful and it's okay to have silence. Me being a Gemini, my mental, I'm very quick. My mental space is quick. I'm quite an energetic, I guess. My energy is sort of more fast moving, I guess you could say. The times when I feel most slowest, when I'm able to really calm and slow down, is when I'm sitting on the lawn outside, when I'm outside in nature. Just another little side note. I always found it more comfortable to be with people I didn't know or in groups when we were outside, sitting on the ground, connecting with nature. When we were inside, I used to get more anxiety. When we were outside, I would always feel so much calmer. I think that's normal, and then you can allow silence. So working on yourself maybe to allow more silence in your conversations, not needing to fill gaps with silence, with words. I suggest reading the 4 agreements by, I cannot remember the name of the guy that writes it, but he talks about using your voice and your words and how powerful words are, and even thoughts too. Thoughts. I'm even getting like silencing the mind as well. Learning to silence the mind a little bit easier said than done. Again, Gemini. Whoop. Exhibit A, definitely can, prone to be overthinker at times. Getting better though, as I've gotten older, right? But also allowing silence. We've got allow yourself to rest, which kind of confirms that silence card too, that rest and quiet time. Maybe you need to go in, switch the phones off, switch the radio off, switch the noise off, and just be with yourself. This is sometimes when the most powerful downloads can come through, is when you're in silence and there's nothing going on. What I would suggest as well, I keep rambling at the moment, but what I would suggest is, if you struggle with meditation, sitting in silence, the best thing you can do before you sit down to sit in silence or to meditate or to be present is to move your body first. So go outside, get a brisk walk in, do some yoga, move the body. Move that nervous energy around that we can have sometimes, get rid of some of that excess energy, that rajas energy. If we're talking about yogic philosophy, it's called rajas energy. Get rid of some of that, and then you'll be able to slowly calm your body down. Your body's going to be able to calm down along with your mind, all right? Sorry, that was a big ramble, guys. But also we've got forging connections. So whether there's new connections coming into your life here, this looks like a mother and a daughter in this particular card. Okay, so for someone, side note for someone, I'm getting that you might have struggled to get along with your mum, all right? You guys might have some tension. There might be silence. There might be silent treatment. There might be a lack of communication with your mum, or you two might blurt out things you don't mean. Like there's some kind of tense maybe relationship for a small portion of you, even one of you, with your mum. You might have blue eyes here. Your mum and you might have both got sparkling blue eyes, dark hair, right? 37, 30 and 9 I've got here. You might be 37 years old. There's something around that. There's something around that. There is something where you and your mum might not be on speaking terms. There's silence between you. And I can't speak to the reasoning of that. Every situation is different, but it feels, the energy of this card feels a little disconnected. Maybe a lack of emotional connection with your mum or a parent figure, okay? And maybe when you come together, I'm just getting with the power of silence here, maybe when you come together with this family member or this mother or whatever that looks like, you guys you struggle to listen to each other and there's miscommunication. So what I'm getting is maybe with this forged connection, this might be an opportunity for you to kind of approach this relationship a little bit differently. I'm not a therapist, obviously. This is just what I'm getting, right? Approaching communication a little bit differently, where you allow more silence into the situation rather than being reactive, okay? Because we can be really reactive, especially if we're triggered or it's someone in the family, like you tend to kind of maybe react quickly to their comments, and there's this push and pull energy. So maybe this is time for you to kind of step back and be in your body and just allow the situation to flow. Kind of come in from a calmer space, allow silence, don't react. Like if someone, says something to you that, grinds your gears, for lack of a better term, maybe like learning to be less reactive and allow silence. And just sometimes silence is more powerful than like reacting in with words. I've actually found that in my relationships as well. Just a little bit of self-disclosure here. Because silence actually gives the other person an opportunity to actually reflect on what they've just said. And sometimes they actually will reflect on it, and then they might backtrack, or they'll think about what they've just said, because it hangs in the air. Rather than you reacting straight away, what they've just said kind of hangs. So they're left with what they've just said ringing in their ears. They're not now having to deal with something you've reacted with. And it can encourage more inner reflection. Anyway, that is a side note. I am rambling today, but yeah, I think you guys know what I mean. We've got this beautiful bedroom here. Allow yourself to rest. You might need sleep. You might be struggling to sleep. You might be being kept up all night. You might, Nine of Swords vibe, you might be really having insomnia right now. God, it's already 17 minutes. I'm talking a lot in this one. Queen of Swords, boundaries, right, boundaries. The Queen of Swords is measured in her words. She will say what she needs to say, but she's measured. She doesn't, upside down, I don't do reversals anyway, honestly. Upside down, maybe not, maybe more cutting, reactive. The right way up, she's measured, she's intuitive. She says what she needs to say and nothing more, right? Okay. Okay, let's get a few more into this message. Don't forget, we'll close out with a beautiful oracle card from the Yogi Path as well. I feel like we might get the throat chakra card, maybe. If that comes out, I'll be like, what? Because that's around speaking your truth, expression, being honest, communication. Okay, the High Priestess. Intuition, following your intuition, allowing silence so you can get these. Remember we said, so that the main story was around you allowing silence so you can get the downloads from Spirit and allow Spirit to flow through you. Okay? Allowing Spirit to flow through you and hearing the downloads through silence, shutting everything off, having some quiet time so you can connect back into your inner truth. All right, I'm going to get them and then we'll read. 10 of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. The Sun. One more. Okay. A couple more. King of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. King of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles. Right? All right, so Knight of Pentacles, I'm getting the energy of slowing right down, being more diligent, meticulous, grounding your energy, right? Slowing right down, resting, because the Knight of Pentacles is slow-moving energy. There's a feminine on this horse. You might be a feminine or masculine. Doesn't really matter watching this reading, but the energy here is around slowing right down and looking at the details and just being a bit more measured. Again, with your communication too. Being more measured in your communication, slowing it right down. Allowing there to be silence, allowing there the the communication to be, and just situations to be kind of, to unfold more naturally without sort of going in bull at a gate, you know, slowing it right down. Now I've got 10 of Swords here. What I get from this particular 10 of Swords, so 10 of Swords is obviously an ending. It can be an ending, a betrayal, a heartbreaking ending, something that may have come about because of, you know, whatever reason. There might be a relationship, right, where something's gone amiss and you guys haven't been able to make it work. There's been some kind of ending here. I always get with this particular card though, having to hold it all together, because I look at all those people, all those hands holding up her hair in this perfect hairdo. You know, this perfect hairdo so she can present us herself a certain way to the world. And she's got all these hands holding it up. Like, I feel like, just let it out. Let your hair down. Like, let your hair down and allow yourself to relax a little bit. Because I swear you'd have a headache with this hairdo. This is like so tightly knit, like woven, or whatever you'd say, tightly done, that you would have a headache. Like, the 10 of Swords, it's almost around releasing the thoughts as well, releasing the thoughts, and maybe the power of silence. And this is also like everything coming at you, all the stimulation coming at you, you know, noise, social media, like jobs, like job expectations, everything coming at you, when really you just probably need to rest. Take some time on your own in silence and rest, okay? Then we've got the King of Swords, which is speaking your truth. This is a feminine King of Swords. So there's a feminine version of the King of Swords in this particular deck. There's a feminine version of all the kings and in the Emperor. So there's 2 Kings of Swords in these decks, and two kings. Again, she's got this massive sewing needle. So this is around, again, being careful with your words, like Queen of Swords vibe, as we said, like using your words as a tool for real connection, communication. Again, I'm getting like or is it the 4 assumptions? The 4 assumptions? Is that what I said before, was the 4 assumptions? I think that was. No, the 4 agreements, the 4 assumptions. There's something about that book, okay? So read that one, because it talks about the voice and the power of the voice again. There's something around the power of the voice, and you either stepping back from stimulation for a while and allowing silence, but also being more, you're obviously probably already doing this. This might be resonating with you, because this is something you're coming into kind of evolving and expanding around this situation, around your voice and how you use it. The Sun, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is abundant, independent energy. Again, embodying that Queen of Pentacles, that grounded energy. There's a lot of groundedness which needs to happen with here, like connecting back into nature and connecting back into your your feminine, not feminine, you might be masculine, but into that intuitive feminine energy, masculine or feminine, intuitive feminine energy, this inner abundance within you. Okay, this inner abundance within you, okay? And the Sun. So this is Leo energy. So this is you, this is confidence. This is showing who you are. I think this is what's going to be coming out. We've got forged connections. So you might be You might be through this, after this resting period, you might be coming out confident. This is moving towards a new maybe beginning in your life with what you've learned so far with all this. This abundant new beginning here, the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles. Releasing this kind of, this stuff and allowing yourself to be free, and maybe, and when I'm getting also more joyful, like more joyful with the Sun, more joyful, allowing more joy into your life and forging connections that actually bring you more joy, that align with you and your soul, right? And through, you know, maybe withdrawing from external stimulation for a little while, you're going to come into this power, all right, within you. This is solar plexus as well. I think of solar plexus chakra, which is reclaiming your power, your agency, self-determination, confidence in you and your voice also, with the King of Swords, right? More confident in your voice, speaking your truth and doing it in a way that is measured and intentional. All right, let's get this Yogi Path card now. If we get the throat chakra, which is about speaking the truth and speaking and expression, will be interesting. But let's see what needs to come out. Whatever Spirit has for you is what they have. So let's see. Whatever needs to come out from Spirit now. Please, Spirit, what does the beautiful viewers need to know? All right, Kundalini energy, a gorgeous energy here, okay? Let's read that one. Kundalini energy. Look at that beautiful, colorful card there. So Kundalini, like we've talked about a lot of chakras here in this reading. Well, we've definitely talked about the solar plexus and the throat chakra here. So let's see what needs, like what Spirit has for us. Kundalini. Oh my God, I just turned straight to it. Okay, so clearly this is what needs to be spoken about. So Kundalini is rising. The serpent light energy that exists in the base of your spine has awoken. You may have noticed that you feel more spiritually aware than ever before. You're more sensitive to energies and quickly manifesting your thoughts. You might be quite sensitive to other people's energies as well, like how people are speaking as well with this. Okay, your psychic abilities are rising and you feel the flow of energy that vibrates in every being. Your heart is full of deep compassion and desire to serve others, and you have a keen awareness of your purpose. I feel like this is the sun energy as well. Stay grounded in this process, yes. Connect to nature, yes. Exercise, journal, practice yoga. Through grounding, you'll be able to experience a beautiful, blissful Kundalini awakening that takes you exactly where you are meant to be. So yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Take each obstacle as a sacred lesson that can bring you closer to your highest self. Okay? Sometimes, so during this awakening, sometimes shadow aspects of yourself show up, often mirrored in those around you. What is it that you need to look deeper within yourself? Okay? How can you anchor further into your truth? Allow the ripping open of the Kundalini experiences as it shatters all disillusion, leaving space for the truth to unfold. Wow. Amazing energy. All right, guys. Whew. Thank you so much for joining me here. Gorgeous message. Hope this resonated. Leave a comment if it did. I would love to hear from you and that you're picking up what I'm putting down, but this is a long one. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.